1969 was the year man landed on the moon. But on Earth, rock was creating music that would be forgotten before the decade was over. From a Nebraska duo that predicted a dark future, to a ghost band that never really existed. Today you'll learn the stories behind the biggest hits of 1969. Norman Greenbaum, from Boston but recording in Los Angeles, released Spirit in the Sky with that fuzz guitar riff achieved with heavy distortion. The lyrics talk about having a friend in Jesus, even though Greenbaum is Jewish and never really read the Bible. The song reached number 3 in the US and sold over 2 million copies. Greenbaum tried to repeat the formula with canned ham, tried with milk cow, but nothing worked. And in 1986, when a British band called Doctor and the Medics took the song back to number 1 in the UK, Greenbaum ended up working as a cook in a restaurant in Santa Rosa, California. Living off royalties and making goat cheese on his farm, proving that you can have a spirit in heaven, but still need to wash dishes on earth. Shocking Blue from The Hague, Netherlands, released Venus, featuring Mariska Veres' smoky vocals. The song was by the daughter of a musician of Hungarian gypsy origin, and the guitar riff by Robbie Van Leeuwen was taken from Tim Rose's The Banjo Song. The song became number 1 in the US, sold millions of copies, and made the world think the Dutch only wore wooden clogs. Shocking Blue managed a few hits in Europe, but in the US, they were eternally stuck with Venus, and the band's popularity waned. Mariska Veres lived quietly and died of cancer in 2006. Robbie Van Leeuwen became rich from the royalties, and Venus is still played today, proving that you can be number 1 worldwide and still be forgotten when the music stops. Zager and Evans, from Nebraska, released In the Year 2525, with that folk guitar riff and the voices of Denny Zager and Rick Evans singing about a dystopian future where machines control everything and humans become slaves to technology. And the song exploded in the summer that man landed on the moon, stayed at the top of the American charts for 6 weeks, sold millions of copies, and the duo never had another hit. They tried Mr. Turnkey, they tried Crutches, they tried everything, but nothing stuck. And in 1971, they gave up, separated, and Rick Evans died in 2018, practically forgotten. And Denny Zager became a luthier, building guitars in Lincoln, Nebraska, proving that you can predict the future in a song, but you can't predict that your own career will end long before the year 2525 arrives. 45, 45, ain't gonna need your teeth, won't need your... The Cufflinks, from New York, release Tracy with that Ron Dante voice, the same guy who sang Sugar Sugar for the Archies. Dante records the song in a few hours, stacks layers of backing vocals, and sings practically everything. Because there's no band, it's all an invention of Paul Vance and Lee Pockris, producers who create a phantom group and invent a story with multiple members. Tracy sells 1 million copies and reaches the top 10. And when the record label needs a tour, they assemble a band with substitute musicians. And Ron Dante doesn't even go. He stays home recording more albums for other non-existent groups, and the Cufflinks become a footnote, a curiosity. Proof that in the 60s, you could have a hit without a real band, just a voice and a producer's dream, proving that Tracy may have been loved by millions, but nobody ever knew who truly loved her back. Oliver, from North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, releases Good Morning Starshine, with that smooth voice of William Oliver Swafford and the song from the musical Hair, which he transforms into a pop anthem.
Good morning, starshine.
And the song reaches number 3 on the Billboard charts, selling over 1 million copies. The record label tries to repeat the success with Gene, which comes close, but nobody cares about anything beyond Good Morning Starshine.
Jean, you're young and alive.
Oliver records until 1973, but each album sells less than the previous one. And in 1977, he gives up and returns to North Carolina, lives off occasional appearances at nostalgia festivals, and dies in 2000 of liver cancer at the age of 48. Smith from Los Angeles releases Baby It's You, featuring Gail McCormick's bluesy voice singing the Burt Bacharach song that the Beatles also recorded. But Smith transforms it into something heavier, more soulful, more American, and the song explodes. It reaches the top 5 in the US and sells over 1 million copies, earning a gold record. And the band shouldn't even exist. It came from a previous group that didn't work out. Then Del Shannon, the singer of Runaway, hears them in a Los Angeles nightclub and helps make the project viable. He gets a contract with ABC Dunhill and puts Gail McCormick in front because she had Tina Turner's voice and Etta James's presence. And they record the album A Group Called Smith. They play everywhere, but nothing else works. The second single fails, the second album fails, and in 1970, the band disintegrates. Members move on to other projects. Gail McCormick attempts a solo career that doesn't take off, and she dies in 2016, practically forgotten, while Smith becomes a curiosity. A band that had a huge hit and yet disappeared the following year. 1969 is over, and these 6 songs still resonate in the memories of those who lived through that year. But the voices that sang them, the hands that played them, the dreams that created them, all of that has been lost to time. You, watching this, probably know all these songs, but didn't know who wrote them. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment saying which of these songs you already knew without knowing who it belonged to. Subscribe, and the next time you hear a song from the 60s, ask yourself, who sang this, and where are they now? Because the answer, almost always, is nobody knows. Only the music survived. And that, perhaps, is the only immortality that exists.